Yes, It's the coconut cream glazed leaf of life salad. From them time there till now.
Upgrade. It's Matthew here on the east coast of Jamaica. I'm here in the Ferry Hill, Boston Bay area, hanging out with an incredible character today. His name is Rass Rodd. He's an artist, he's a dub poet, he's a creator of all types. He has a home here that is part museum, part home, part Airbnb, where you can rent some very unique rooms. I'm gonna do a tour with him. But today, we are actually cooking up an incredible type of salad that he makes out of something called the leaf of life with a coconut glaze, coconut cream glaze. So I've heard of this leaf before. It's supposed to be a super healthy one. I learned about it on a hike when I was up near Gordontown, and we're gonna learn all about this plant, pick it, process it, learn how to make this coconut glaze so you can try it yourself. And yeah, it should be an incredible afternoon making this beautiful dish. It's such a cool place. There's just carvings and art everywhere. I don't know any other property that's like this. This is one of the most unique places I've seen. So we're gonna head down into the museum area and out to the backyard. It's like nature meets home all in one. Wow. Here we go, outside.
Everyone that stays here, the meal that's made from the coconut, they leave with these two half as a gift, as I make what I say, a vessel and a spark. Yes, sir. And for coconut juice, nothing beats a native coconut. Yes, sir. Here you go, Matt.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So we're having leaf of life. This is like the water of life. Oh, so sweet here. Jamaican ice. I do like the high tech. It's certainly a nice way to get the coconut going.
Yes, I
was smashing away at brown ones at Chucky's place with the machete yesterday. And man, when they're old, they are tough work.
Yes.
The jelly ones are much easier to open.
Well, you see, because I make vessels and craft and ashtrays.
So first step is the natural coconut
cream
that you make, which you said is almost like making the oil.
Right.
Yeah, I love this nice fresh coconut. When you bite into it, you can feel the oil and the cream coming out. It is so sweet. It's delicious.
Your gift?
Thank you.
From I and we, Rass Rodd and Kimoya, to you and you. Yeah, so pretty much we would grate the coconut, but in part of the upgrade, we shred it and then we blend it again.
Coconut help with that? Okay, we got some proper fire building technique here. This is real. Take notes, everyone. A lot of people don't know how to make a fire, so there's some engineering involved to do it the right way that people are unaware of.
Yeah, as a creative innovator, you know?
Yeah, for real.
So primarily, the coconut cream will be driven by these additives, which is our own, what we call the French thyme, the pimento leaf, and the pepper elder.
And you got it all growing right here on the yard?
Yes, I.
So it's such a cool property back here. You got hammock, hangout spot, tables, swing set, but also all the plants, or most of the plants that you would need or want to use.
So here is like the leaf of life.
Okay.
So we just go around and we just pick them. And this leaf, if you just break a little piece, put it in your wallet, more likely when you go home it may not grow, but it will catch.
Yeah.
Just this piece alone.
It roots right off the leaf
Right.
itself.
So
Okay.
it's a leaf of life.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's part of our bitter in keeping the blood bitter.
True. Wow. Okay. So you can tell it pretty easily, right? It's got this kind of serrated edge, round oval shape, kind of a thicker leaf. It's not flimsy, it's actually quite strong. And the backside of it very smooth. So you're not going to mistake this for anything wrong.
No.
If you find this, you know it's the leaf of life.
Yes, I.
There's no leaf of death to watch out for. Yeah, so you got so much growing around. It's just all over the place. Now, is it better to pick the young leaves or big leaves, small leaves?
Just mix them up.
Okay, doesn't matter. It's the same for
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Not like okra where you get a big okra and it's tough like a piece of wood.
True.
Yeah, yeah, it's such a cool plant.
So the salad will be driven by the leaf of life.
Okay, there's another important ingredient we're about to get in the back of the garden here, which I believe is turmeric. Super healthy. I had this incredible turmeric lemonade yesterday at a place called Ital-ish, just down the street from this place. So highly, highly recommended. Go check out Ital-ish. It's very close to Rass Rodd's place.
Yeah, man. So here's one of them.
How do you go about telling what leaf it is? What to look for if you don't know?
Well, the turmeric slightly look like ginger too, you know.
Yeah, that
You know, the
long
leaves,
kind of
they-
leaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Palmy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Some of it break off in the ground, you know?
Still in there, but yeah, you can see
Yeah.
it. Oh yeah, look how orange it is.
Yeah, uh-huh. And you say that dirt, nice virgin dirt. So
Absolutely. Nice.
them dirt are nice to eat sometimes, huh? Yeah?
Yeah, good for the system. Why not?
So there's more down there.
Oh, I see some more leaf of life right over here, popping up. Does this one grow kind of wild on its own? It just kind of starts to propagate everywhere?
Yeah, it's gold wild.
Nice. So you have some and it just goes. Here's some. And this one can get
Yeah,
your,
man.
your hands turning orange, super stainy.
All right. The sayings of the words from a mage man is to overstand a proverb and the interpretation. Every morning we arise, we face choice and decision. To help make up our mind, we need advice and opinion and information. From the moment that we choose, it was your intention. We have our own mind to decide what's right from wrong. Control your own mind and use your discretion. Speak your mind in any conversation. Hypocrite to yourself to do self-rejection. Our deep inner strength builds from stress and tension. There is a purpose for every man and woman. Earth give us talent, one is in your possession. Just be yourself and put it into action. All ideas are from imagination. We all born with sight, what we lack is vision. Anything you do in life, there's always retribution. The key to success is organization. Ed can't organize without an education, whether from the street or from an institution. Fulfill your needs first, your wants come second. Don't talk about a thing unless it's into your hand. You have planned to fail if you fail to plan. Some worship vanity and say they have ambition. To obtain a better human relay strong, overstand each other through communication. To one another be in subjection. Devote your time and attention. Your responsibility is your obligation. Be humble to deal with any situation. Anyone seek love will cover a transgression. The fear of being lonely and in desolation. A pure and merry heart, do good just like medication. Righteousness and everlasting foundation. Shall we not perish in our own expectation? Working on ability is a living motivation. Every minute starts an hour, time breaks for no one. And sayings to live by is for all generic nation. And these sayings live on and on and on and on and on.
So this is just squeezed coconut
Yeah,
with water on it.
yeah,
Onto the fire we go.
yeah. And then we're gonna pour more on it
All right.
as it goes along.
So this is the part that takes the most time, would you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
The glaze. So in the meantime and in between time, then we do our prepping, cut all the vegetables and spices and herbs up. And one other thing about this coconut cream glaze salad is that included what we do in diced pieces are like the Irish potato, a sweet potato, and the green plantains. As you know, green plantains in Jamaica, very, very, very sumptuous and scrumptious when it comes to being the pressed plantain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what we do in this case is that we, in small cubes and dices, and then we fry them together. So at the end, we pour this into the salad and spluff it up. And that becomes a coconut cream when you pour that glaze all over.
Nice.
Yes, I.
So round two. So you blend up the coconut, get it real fine, and then put the water through and strain.
Yeah, because one of the beauty about the blending of the two times, when you grate it, but if you overextend it and blend it again, then it becomes even more refined and you're able to extract more of the juice.
Got it.
Yeah. And one other thing about the juice, we in Jamaica it's very common to say the coconut milk.
Yeah.
But I do not say the coconut milk because even milk is so wide, people are lactose intolerant. So it's best to say juice. Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good with the fire, man. Something about the fire makes it extra tasty.
Yeah.
That smokiness goes a long way. The extra effort is worth it.
Yes. And like we always said, some of the spiritual ingredient is the love that we put in it. Oh, and I must say a little 411 more for your information is that in doing the glaze, it's actually the same process as they would say it's an open air fire and you do not cover it. A lot of people will still say that it's the same fashion, and yes it is, as you would do rundown. But this is not rundown. I'm making a glaze, but it's actually 90% of the same process in doing rundown. The other 10% happens to be my intuitive creativity that makes the glaze.
All right.
Right.
Okay. So we're just headed to the back again, pick more ingredients. So pepper, elder, and pimento, I believe. So which one is this one?
Pepper elder.
All right. So you can use this one as a tea too, yeah, if you want to. Tea or seasoning. Looks nice.
This is the pimento.
Okay. So convenient, right here. Okay, so this young turmeric, you say?
Well, even what people would call overrotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are aged. These are aged turmeric. So if they are not used for a long time, they get all dehydrated. So in the dehydration form, sometimes we just spout them up a bit by placing them in water, and then in overtime, they begin to spout and we plant them again.
Okay. Rebirth.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was curious when I saw it. I'm like, is that for the meal or is that for something else? I don't know. Okay, so it's time to pick the leaf of life. We wanted to pick it just as we're about to use it so it doesn't get sort of limp and want it as fresh as it gets. That's a nice leaf of life here.
Yeah, man. It's a careful blend, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of the mature leaves and a lot of the virgin leaves. And I mean here, in overtime, like I said, until I put up proper fencing, the farm will be on stream again. We live in an area where there are lots of goats and hogs that are grown. Yeah.
And they love to wander.
And they love to wander. But in the norm of here, I mean, there's all over the property, you'll find the leaf of life grown. But it's something that we do quite often. Yes.
And is this one of those plants where you can, like a callaloo, like you can keep picking off it and it'll just regrow even more where you pick from?
Or even, like this now, we'll cut them in 4 or 5 pieces and just stick them.
Just amazing, yeah.
And they grow.
Just keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Hence the name, Leaf of Life.
So the salad is driven from the leaf of life. So one of my philosophy in food, and that is why even like plantains also when I press, sometimes I will choose to take some of the foods that people would consider not yet mature. But there is something about the virgin foods too, you know, what I call the virgin foods. So even like plantain, in pressing them, even though Portland has some of the best plantains that are easily pressed, well, sometimes when you even take much of the younger one, you get a different texture when you press them. So pretty much like the leaf of life is, like I said, it's a careful blend of the mature and the young ones.
And it looks pretty easy to find the good leaves. I know with callaloo, sometimes you get so many bugs on it, you got to pick, but this one looks pretty easy.
All right, let's get some more down that side.
All right. There's plenty of room for farming back here when the time is right, but you don't want to do all that work and plants and then have a hog eat up all your hard work. I mean, hogs got to eat too, but they don't know any better.
Well, at first, when you hear about ital cooking, it's primarily, when you hear ital, especially from a Rastafari realms, it's primarily no salt. And then sometimes one would wonder, then how can food taste without any salt? But there are so many herbs and spices that one can use. Even like parsley, you know, is something that that can lean you to give you that sense of taste on your palate between the sweet, sour, bitter, and salt. So on your palate, there are many herbs and spices that one could to stimulate that. So, and once you have that consciousness of health, then sometimes you really find the true taste of food. And that's always without salt. And then sometimes for the common people, we would, in not having salt, then things like ripe plantain or sweet potato, quite common thing, or some versions of pumpkin, where you know the flavor from that, it will lean you towards a sweetness. You know, so it says not that, so sugar and salt is considered some of the dangers between bitter and sour, in having that balance between acidity and alkaline for the body. You know, so it's a careful balance. So we do need a measure of salt, which our body does produce some of its own.
Definitely, yeah. It is an important part, but in the right amount.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to be the right amount. Yeah.
So if you know the metabolism of your body, if you really are your own chemistry lab, our own body is our own chemistry lab, and if you're really in tune to it, then you should know how to carefully balance your acidity and your alkalinity, as the case may be.
For real.
Yeah. So even within this salad, what the leaf of life does, it represents the bitter. So it's part of our philosophy in keeping the blood bitter, the shit soft, and the immune system strong.
Important things.
Yes,
all three. And you know, I find with the sugar too, once you change to a diet that has less sugar or less salt, you become accustomed to that. So I don't eat that much sugar now. Now when I even have peanut butter or juice from someone, it tastes way too sweet. I have to do the no sugar one because it tastes too much. So your body gets used to the goodness if you provide it the right thing.
Yes. So we have to encode that in our own hard drive.
Exactly. That's a great way. Encode it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really coming down now. There's barely any water left in the coconut. All that's left is the pimento flavor, all the coconut milk boiling up. Looking really good. So this has had enough. It's boiled almost all the water off.
Yeah. You can actually see the oil coming up.
True. Yeah, you can start it bubbling. So you really want to get it all out now, huh? The next level. Look how quick that just starts to boil. Not even 1 second, just blaze.
Yes.
Whoa.
So we're going for the sweetness now. That cream, that glaze.
So I think I can see the custard starting to form. That's what they call it, yeah? When it kind of gets
just like that.
hardened on the pot. Custard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there it goes. Scraping off. Oh my.
Nutmeg, vanilla, sugar.
So the color completely changes. And look at that oil coming up. Yeah, just like you said, it's starting to come over the top there. Okay. So that's your vanilla.
Yeah.
Splash.
Almond rose.
Almond rose.
A little sugar.
Okay. Brown sugar.
And the nutmeg.
Whoa.
Does this camera have the feature that the viewers can actually taste what I'm cooking? Does it have that feature?
I try to give it that vibe, but it doesn't have the exact feature. I'm working on it though. That's my goal as a video creator.
Yes.
It almost looks like a balsamic salad dressing, but it's all good.
So this is a coconut cream glaze for the salad. At this point in time, we just bring it to boil for a couple minutes again.
Bring it again. Do you have to be careful not to burn it up too much?
Sure.
Yeah, you do have to watch it. Yeah. So you can't overdo it. If anyone's trying this at home, keep an eye on it. Yeah. Like most cooking, keep an eye on
the
it.
best of cooking, it's all about timing. For the aromatherapeutical value, may you induce yourself.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
No, it's me name Rass Rodd, you know, you can't get this anywhere over the world.
Yeah.
When we talk about a coconut cream glaze, this is philosophy. Man and woman, living, loving. Man and woman, loving, living. The big easy contact the big bang, reinterpret the way man and woman began. Adam, Eve, chimpanzee, whatever. Why not live prefute historically? Man, me, woman, she, hermaphrodite we will be. Injection, subject to subjection, rational compromise, difference of opinion. Compati your table, ever willing and able to do for one another without any bother. Like online, I fear no draws. If rain be falling, it's joy to take off from the launching pad she never had. It's me to moon shop since she's feeling bad. Man and woman, living, loving, man and woman, loving, living, man and woman, living, loving, man and woman, loving, living. Synchronizing the mind between man and woman. Digitalize the communication. Tell it like it is. Truth is unkind. To fortune proverb assembling pieces of mind. Surrendering strength. Resisting splendor of oneself as a by character. Hugging in arms. I'm your mission. Trigger a squeeze my balls. Mystic of fear. Court in court charm. Couple's conviction. On kneeling knees. Succumbing to share. Man and woman, living, loving, man and woman, loving, living, man and woman, living, loving, man and woman, loving, living.
So we got some very green plantain, so a nice savory plantain, and Irish potato you call in Jamaica, and then sweet potato. So just beautiful natural roots. And yeah, the green plantain I find when it's so green, it tastes very much like a root vegetable.
Yep.
Even though it's growing on the tree. Or plant, I should say, because plantain, technically not a tree. Technically.
You got that right. So on the physical side, what you're seeing is part of the perfect combination between man and woman, living, loving. So there are two versions of the leaf of life salad. There's a version that I would boil this and put it in. And there's a version that I would fry this. Today I choose to do the fry version, which is a favorite of mine.
Nice, me too.
What happens in the palate is the careful balance between the sweet, the Irish, and the plantains, which is normally pressed. So you will have different textures and different tastes from that kaleidoscope.
Amount.
Yeah.
Perfect chop, uniform size.
Yes. So if you notice in this type of fry, in that the food is actually higher than the oil. So it's not like it's been deep fried. I prefer to say toasted at times. So I just toast them.
Yeah, for real. Crisp.
So what that toast means also, that it gets its own measure of steam also, just by this cover.
Fry steam. A fream, a stry, whatever you want to call it.
Matt, you said something, and you know words excite me. You said something and you were onto something about the fry and the steam. What you said?
Stream or stry?
I don't know. But
Fream or stry?
whatever it is, you stimulated my brain, and I will help you on that one. But you just stumbled upon a new word for us.
Awesome.
I thank you so much.
So a little mix up just to make sure it gets nice and evenly done.
Yes.
But it looks so tasty already. It like gets a darker color right away. Look how nice that looks.
They teach us about carbohydrates, proteins, and fat. And and more popularly called the starch. Yeah. So I guess in having a salad, what my salad would constitute, that you would complete your chart. So it's not light in the sauce of salad. You get something which is considered like the Jamaican realms. You get something foody. So that's what these starches represent. You get something foody between that salad.
Yeah, I love that in Jamaica, the roots, vegetables, they call it just food.
Yeah.
So if you ask them, what did you have for breakfast? Oh, food.
Yes.
You might confuse some people from afar if you just say you ate food for breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
It's got a different meaning. You might get a dumpling, you might get some yam, you might get some pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's food.
Yeah. And just a little 411 for information. Even ackee is a fruit. So you mentioned about food. Just a note that ackee is a fruit.
True.
Yeah. Little information.
Okay. Can I try a little piece?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it good raw?
Yeah, it's can.
There we are, leaf of life. It's almost got like a kind of tanginess to it. Not quite lemony, but very subtle. A little hint of bitterness. Not really sour, but it's got a kind of a juicy crunch. It's actually quite refreshing. Yeah, it's a very different tasting leafy green for me. Sometimes when people think of a leaf, they think of some flimsy little dried up thing, but this really has a sort of thickness to it where you still get some crunch.
Yes.
Out of the leaf, yeah.
Very important. You, Matt, I know you're a food connoisseur. You mentioned crunch. And that's very important in the salad that I do. Even when I do the plantains and that way, it's part of the crunch. But in terms of the vegetable, because even when we do vegetables, we don't cook it out till it dies. There's still a measure of crunch in our vegetarian meals. So it's very important that you mention crunch. In that, whatever we do, we must have a crunch where vegetables are concerned.
Nice.
Not to steam it out till it dies.
Yeah, for real. Which sometimes happens at restaurants you go to. It turns into a mush, so.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know?
because food, yeah, a lot of food is taste, but the texture brings so much to the plate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Important you brought that to the fore. One of the things about me and my Jamaicanness in my salads, I do not use lettuce. Apparently pak choi is my choice. Pak choi is my lettuce. Yes, and why? All because of the pigment, the chlorophyll. Yeah, that's my choice. You know, and in the Jamaicanness of it, that suits the Jamaican soil.
Okay.
I choose pak choi, and because of the stalk also.
Yeah. Again, talking about crunch.
Yes.
You got a real nice crunch option. Right?
Yeah. It's what I mean.
I see. You see me?
Yeah, you see me?
I do find the pak choi a nice one in Jamaica because everyone calls it a little different. Pak choi, bok choi, pop chow.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're at. Comment below with what you call it at home. Pak choi, bok choi, pop chow. What do you call it?
Pop chow.
Pop chow.
This is what we are going after. That kind of steam fry.
Yeah.
This is what we're going after.
Looks beautiful. Oh my god, it smells so nice.
Yeah. This is what we're going after. And part of the flavor also, it's a careful balance and it's not an overkill. A measure of coconut oil. But when you do it, you mustn't see any oil. Now, when we talk about oil, this is the natural coconut oil from the coconut cream glaze. We're going to stir it up when we're about to serve, but this is all health in what they are now telling us about coconut oil. So the sweetness is this. And when it blended with this in the salad.
Whoa. Wow.
Aromatherapy again.
Aromatherapy, here we go. Woo. Beautiful. Yeah, you can definitely sense the vanilla and the, what was it called again? Rose almond together. But yeah, a different, yeah, this is going to be like unlike any salad dressing I've ever had, definitely. I feel like at home it's almost always going to be oil and vinegar based. There's always that harshness of the vinegar, so it's going to be very different. I think I might start making food videos that have no talking, no music, just the sound of veggies getting chopped.
Oh, it has its own music.
Yeah, it's such a satisfying sound. I feel like people could meditate to that.
As we would say, sweet pepper.
Sweet pepper, nice. And some cucumber. Or as my little niece says, kingcumber.
Kingcumber.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Like, that's a great name for it.
Okay, so we're getting all our green in, you know?
Yes. I had a lot of luck planting cucumber this year. We got so many in
Okay.
the garden. Yeah, I don't know what happened in the soil, but it just went off this year.
All right. A little flaxseed. Well, not a little, but...
Again, you're talking about the right nutritional amounts. There you go, get some nice protein from that one too. Is this an easy one to find in Jamaica? Flax?
Sure,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, nice. In the French time, similar to the regular time, but completely different look.
And it doubles up because there are versions where people call this the oregano. Yeah. I used the word kaleidoscope earlier on your palettes. And pretty much that's what most of the foods that I do. It excites your palate. A kaleidoscope of taste between sour, bitter, and still stimulating the salt of the tongue and sweet. So part of the articleness, because some of what I do still constitute a small measure of bush cooking. So even like this turmeric here, you see the nice virgin dirt. So we don't wash these things. Yeah, we don't wash them. We just cut them up, and even that small measure of dirt goes in the salad.
All right.
Even the choice of the turmeric. when you eat foods that sometimes sprouts, it's another advantage. No matter how minute it is, it takes you back to the natural and the basic. And one of the nicest flavor about turmeric, it gives you a rooty flavor.
Definitely.
So, yeah. All right, so we add all the greens in. It's pretty much a red, green, and gold. So that's the second gold. Yeah, it's red, green, and gold, you know?
Yeah. Boom.
When I get real technical in doing these salads and in consider putting in my red, then what to go for is more of the turned tomatoes and not necessarily the ripe red ones. In terms of longevity, maybe I'm doing an event or all that. You know, one of the drivers are thinking that way. But now we're adding the red, but most of the times we'll go for more of what's considered a turn and not fully ripe.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And again, with the texture on a not fully ripe, super nice.
So at this point, my hand leaves the food.
That looks so nice. Red, green, and gold for real. This is a super interesting one, I gotta say. I've filmed a lot of stuff, a lot of different places, and this is a very unique.
Give thanks.
Yes, give thanks and Isis.
So, the coconut that made your meal, this is your gift. If you want to clean it up, I'll clean it up.
All right,
And a
great.
spark.
Yeah.
So that's your gift.
Thank you. Bless
And you're
up.
going to sample your gift right now.
Right on. Eating as ital as it gets. Wow.
Yeah, and there are seconds for you.
Nice.
On behalf of Patricia Yard Museum and Art Stage, myself, Rass Rodd and Kimoya, here you go, man.
Yes. This is as legit as it gets, people. Wow, look at that. She's ready. I can tell. You're interested in this as much as I am.
Yeah.
For real. Beautiful presentation. Beautiful yard. Looks just as healthy as you can get.
One of the give thankses that we do in terms of a meal is just as is exactly. Yeah, give thanks and praise, Mother Earth, Father, Son. Down with belly, this food I go down. Yes, I!
Yeah, bless up, guys.
As always. As always.
It's definitely a lot of work to make that dressing from scratch with the coconut, but it looks incredibly worth it. Yeah. Is this one that you get regularly, or is this more of a special?
This is a special one.
Okay, nice. Well, I'm honored to be the special guest today. Love it being here. So, you can see just how beautiful the presentation is. Coconut with a spork freshly made today. The very coconut that was inside here was used to make the dressing. Fire smoked for the afternoon. All natural ingredients. And the leaf of life picked right from the backyard here. So I think most of the ingredients from this came right from this property, which is also incredible. If not, I'm sure very nearby for the other ones. So let's have a bite of this amazing goodness. Wow, that is so unique. It's just so different. I mean, like I said, I'm used to a very vinegary, oily type thing for a salad. This, the fact that it's made principally from coconut and just flavored with other natural herbs, is very different tasting. It's got a sweetness, but it's not overpowering. A creaminess to it. This is so different than anything that you're gonna find anywhere, for real. This is just crazy. The salad itself is just kept cool and raw, but it gets a little bit of warmth from the fried potato and plantain. So it gives it a little bit of bite of warmth in the middle of it. That is so tasty. Amazing.
That might be the most unique salad that I've ever had in my life. I've never had a dressing like that. I've never had a leaf of life. I don't think I've ever had green plantain in a salad. So thank you so much. That was just amazing. Yeah. He's loving it.
My mother said I mustn't talk with food in my mouth.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, I give thanks for you being here. Yes. And I give thanks for anyone who have stayed here, and I give thanks to everyone who wants to come here to the Patricia Yard Museum and Art Stage. Yes, sir, you'll find it on Airbnb listed as the Eco Rustic Museum House.
Nice.
However, what we just presented is a coconut cream glazed leaf of life salad. Yes, and it's one of my specialty here. When you're here, I'm your chef. Away from your host, I'm your security, I'm your tour guide, and I'm your chauffeur.
Right.
Yes, I tell you. What can I say? More than food, you know. And food gives us high energy. And high energy, we must take great care in inducing it. Because what is life?